So today we have Amber Guild, who's the president of T Brands from the New York Times. Welcome, Amber.
Thank you for having me.
We're on this incredible stage at the Times Center that I've seen so many events that have given me goosebumps. I'm sure you have too.
Oh, absolutely. It's so wonderful to be back here.
Yes.
And to both be able to be sitting in the audience, but also now to be sitting here on this stage.
Yes, we're being very careful today.
Yes, very careful.
It's the first day back at school.
It is definitely the first day back at school.
So tell us
what... And learning how to have intimate conversations at 6 feet.
Yes, a lot of, and the idea with no mask, we can actually see each other's body language more.
Yes, that
so
helps.
That's kind of interesting while it's safe. So now there's this whole new wrinkle, which is why we are having this discussion.
That's a good word, a wrinkle.
Is a new wrinkle. And that safety becomes one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Because we need to get people to feel safe in order to come to events or participate in life.
Yes.
So what are some of the key measures that the New York Times is taking to ensure your venue here that we're here talking about is safe to host in-person events so we feel comfortable?
Yeah, no, so I'll talk specifically to the Times Center.
Times Center.
So the Times Center, I mean, one of the very first things we did is we started working immediately with consultants because we want to make sure that we're getting expert points of view on how to make sure that we're doing this in the most safe way possible. So we've been working with our consultants and we've developed health and safety standards. And since August, as soon as obviously following the guidelines of New York City, since August, we've been actually able to operate this space as a sound stage. And part of that process was making sure that we were doing temperature checks as soon as you walk in. We're mindful of the entire guest experience. So from the coat check, to walking to the bathroom, to where you can sit, right? We're making sure everything is within the right space and the right guiding lines, that we have the hand sanitizer, thinking through every aspect of the guest experience, as well as the experience for our clients who might be shooting here, making sure that all of the safety standards and procedures are in place.
Everyone that I know is trying to figure out how to go into the virtual world.
Yes.
And what was the journey? What was your journey in trying to figure this out?
So I will not forget the day in March. We were actually in my office when we were, myself and our Times Center and our NYT Live team were having that moment of, I think this may be the last day we're physically in this office. And up in my office, I actually had on my whiteboard was our event calendar and all of the events we had planned for the year, all of the live events we had planned for the year, some of them outdoors, some of them indoors, and looking at that board, looking at what was happening in the world and thinking, wow, we're gonna have to pivot this very quickly. I think everyone uses now the word pivot more so than they ever thought they were going to. And so from that moment, I think the very first thing we realized we had to do is let's bring together a cross-functional task force of people throughout our building to really figure out how do we do this the right way that's going to be incredible for our audience and meaningful for our audience, as well as stay true to our journalism. So the very first thing is we brought together a task force from our marketing team, our newsroom, our advertising team, our NYT Live team, and our Times Center team. And we said, okay, our mission at the New York Times is to seek the truth and help people understand the world. And we've always looked at our events as a way to do that in really engaging and thoughtful ways, knowing it now has to be virtual. How do we make this work? What can we do? How can we ensure that every one of our experiences can deliver on that? And obviously, I'm a little biased, but I am so incredibly proud of what the team has and continues to produce around our work here. From day one, yes, it went immediately, as most people did. We went immediately to, okay, it just, let's go online, let's go into kind of the Zoom webinar. Since then, though, this team has been experimenting with how we really bring to life our journalism virtually. And so, yes, we still have weekly calls, but we also have theatrical journalism. We also have pre-recorded. We have more experiential events that have been engaging audiences in ways that I don't think we could have immediately imagined in March. And now it feels like the world is our possibilities. It's filled with new ways to connect with our audience.
What do you think is going to happen with the event industry? I mean, right now we're having some challenges.
Yeah, no.
How do we bring it back and safely and will it be the same?
will anything be the same? We could do a bigger, even a bigger.
That was a gimme.
Yeah, I was going to we could do a much bigger conversation around will anything be the same? I think it's going to change. It's going to evolve. Just like even as we're thinking about what will it look like for all of us to return to work, right? And could that then evolve? I think it's been a tough, unexpected year for the event industry, absolutely. My only counsel is that we have to keep in mind who we're creating for and why we're creating. And if we keep that as our guiding light, then, let your imagination go, let your creativity fuel those ideas. And perhaps where we end up by 2022 is in a way more even interesting and engaging place. But yeah, it's been a tough year for events. I think it's definitely going to get better as we go through 2021. But I think events will have to continue to really ideate around obviously safety and health being the number one important thing. But then how can you make it more experiential? How can you make it more about the feeling of it, whether it's through the screen or whether it's in real life?